An ethos is the fundamental assumptions that underlie the character of a culture. And so if you look at the reason the Air Force Academy exists, it's to prepare men and women to defend our nation. And in a world marked by conflict, being a warrior, however you define that term, is important, because in conflict and competition, where the stakes are very high, it takes a warrior ethos sometimes to come out on top of that competition. So studying the warrior ethos is at the core of the Air Force Academy. There is no more important purpose for the people who go here. The education, the training, it is all intended to help them be effective defenders of our nation at the point that they're needed. But what the warrior ethos really looks like is changing. And that's important for us to understand. It's important for individuals to understand at their own level. It's important for us as an institution to understand so that we can help prepare people better. We had a great NCLS this year. 4,000 cadets, about 1,000 faculty and staff, 500 or so outside participants, all looking at something that is absolutely foundational to this Air Force Academy, which is the warrior ethos. We studied it for a couple of days at NCLS, but it's really the heart of what this academy exists to do, because the young men and women who come here are going to be the defenders of our nation, the leaders of our national defense over the coming years. And they're doing that in an environment that's getting increasingly complicated. So we all instinctively understand the warrior who stands between us and someone who's trying to do us harm. That's burned into human DNA. But in today's world, if you look at, say, 70 years ago, around the founding of our Air Force, someone who manned an anti-aircraft gun and shot down an attacking fighter or bomber would clearly be seen as a warrior, and they would know what they needed to do. Today, a young man or woman sitting at a computer console can cause an attack to fail or fail to stop it. And yet that activity, even though it results in the same effect, is much more difficult to grasp and to relate to being a warrior. So part of this NCLS was to study how the warrior ethos is evolving for the world that we're moving into. One of the things I think we took out of this NCLS is that old-fashioned combat will be with us forever. But modern combat, modern conflict in new domains, continually in the air, in space, in cyberspace, is here to stay. And one of the reasons to continue the NCLS conversation is because we have to get that right. It's just as important as it ever has been for our nation to prevail in competition, and sometimes lethal competition. And our cadets, our academy, have to be at the leading edge of understanding what we need to do and getting good at doing it.